At this time, we're going to move into the second portion of our agenda. And as you see on there, is going to be the panelists. And the panelists of Mr. Sterling Reed, myself, Roger Whitehall, and Mr. Cesar Alvarez will ask one question to the candidates, for all the candidates to answer in a 2-minute time frame. And we'll ask basically 3 questions. Each one of us will get 1 question for the candidates to answer. So at this time, I'll turn the mic over to Mr. Sterling Reed.
Good evening, candidates. My name is Sterling Reed. I'm a native Nation realtor from the current cohort 9. Thank you for being with us this evening. Thank you most of all for standing up to be a candidate for the Fort Bears Second Representative. First 18 years of my life, I was a Fort Bears resident, so I brought family and friends with me. So I know how tough it is. My question for you this evening is about public safety. My background in this area has clued me into the public safety issues that persist across the reservation, including the Fort Bears Second. With all the issues in the area of public safety, such as the opioid crisis, meth use, traffic fatalities from the increased oil truck activity, and the police department stretched in on manpower, what do you see as the #1 priority for public safety in the Fort Bears segment, and how would you address it this election?
And we would like to start in reverse. So, Ms. Wells, if you can fill the question, and we'll go down the line from there.
Use your mic. I think it's better to be able to sit down and be more personal with you guys, but safety is a priority. It's been an initiative that I have been putting in the forefront since the beginning. Like I said, the jurisdiction issues that come with not safeguarding our sovereignty puts us at risk. But one of the things, and I thank you for your service, but one of the things I had sat down and met with Senator Heitkamp, that I had asked her, I said, Senator, tell me why you have federal offices such as the DEA and FBI in Minot and in Williston, but here today we stand on federal lands. These are federal treaty lands. So one of the things that I would ask that is creating an initiative to build stronger, healthy partnerships between the federal, the tribe, the county, and to ensure that there's progress there. Because that right now is lacking, and I can ensure that that has to remain at the forefront for progressive movement. Thank you.
I got elected to Fort Bears segment representative in November 94 and 98. And the first department that came to my office was law enforcement. And back then, if you don't remember, there was a program called Grants, I think what they call it, House Grant. And it was money you had to use, and then they would refund you. It was kind of like a cost reimbursement. It was really cumbersome, and it was difficult to get staff personnel. And then it was unfunded for cop cars, unfunded for weapons. It was unfunded for even flashlights, you know. So the general fund would be the only solution. So they come to me, the 2 officers, and they said, "Marcus, we got to share a cop car. So we got to take our stuff out of the car when we switch out. And then if we get a call, we're wondering, well, who's going to grab the car? You know, and it was really not a good situation. So I set out to get more funding. And they were making $9, $10, $11 in the beginning, and their life was on the line each and every day, which was wrong. So I increased their rate of pay to, I believe, $5 increment. And I was scolded by one of the police supervisors, and they said, "Why are you doing that? You used a grand." And I said, "These guys just took a long car chase and took these 2 perpetrators to the federal penitentiary. You're telling me that they don't deserve that?" So it was a secondary comment that said, "Yeah, you're right. Apologize, Councilman." So it's something you just got to grab out of orange. Jurisdiction. This is the Checker Board Reservation. If you don't know what that is, it means fee land on the Northeast Quadrant and trust land over here. And you have to have cross-fertilization. You have to have these meeting of the minds before you even get to first base. And lastly, there's a need for partnerships with the counties. And a lot of times the counties counties are the most difficult to work with. State control is our friend, but the counties sometimes are really hard and challenging, but we can do that. As long as you meet and continue to meet and overcome the obstacles. Thank you.
You know what? Right now, our law enforcement, they're short-handed. They're called out all the time. They rush through one incident, they have another one. And we need more funding in law enforcement so they could, you know, won't be dragging or won't be running our local law enforcement out. Some of them will 24 hours, you know, that's not right. It's not good for their own health. So we do need more funding in public safety there. But also at our 4 years community segment here, we need more security out. I live in Bakersfield, you know, and things go on there. We don't have security at nighttime. You know, there should be at least 2 of them stationed at 4 years. 2 of them out at Bakersfield, we should have 2 of them out roaming the country, checking on things, you know. But we're all short-handed here, so within our community, we need more security hired.
Public safety starts with all of us. It starts with each person in this segment. We all have phones. We all have this modern day technology where we can help each other, where we can alert, where we can alert our leaders in our community. But it has to be, it can't be just our local law enforcement. Like we've heard here, they're already overwhelmed. It starts with us. How do we do that? We invest. We invest in people in our community. Send them to the training, hold them accountable to that training, and then let them bring those services back to us and hire our own right here in this segment. There are people that already have been gone. You see the flyer that I sent out. Invest in our segment and find those that have already gone and received the training. Strength in numbers, not just a few, not just the people that are hired, but also us to be the voice for our community and make sure that our children are educated. Be careful of those strangers. We see that in school, but that's how we're going to recover from all of this, educating our community in the resources that are available to them. And also goes all the way down to the little ones. We take care of them first, take care of the elders first. By doing that, again, we invest in our segment members, send them to training, let them come back, and then we can work on the rest from there as a community, the vehicles and all of that. We can't jump past all of that. We start first with the very basic things that are needed in this community to keep our whole community safe. We don't know what those trucks are bringing in, or new people that are coming in, but we can do this. We can be educated, and we can know who and where to go when our kids need help. Thank you.
Okay, public safety is very crucial thing and stuff. Trust me, I know about it since I lived out the reservation and worked for a natural electric company and stuff. They always push public safety amongst us all the time. And you have to be aware of your surroundings all the time and stuff. You always have to work with the people that are around you. That state, federal, local, tribal government. And what I mean by that is that, you know, Marcus came across and said, yes, we do have to work with the counties and stuff, but also we have to work with the communities. We have to work and make sure that all the communities have a central station where they can report things, no matter what they are. If they see someone driving drunk, see someone using drugs, report it. That's the most important thing our community can do. There are a lot of things that are out there that really trouble me as far as traffic. Traffic is a very crucial issue that this whole reservation does have. Truck traffic, car traffic, out-of-state traffic, just the way they drive around here. It's very crucial that the people and the tribal members should have at least a decent stoplight with a traffic thing that can report things to law enforcement. I know it's very difficult and stuff, but it can work if we can develop things like that to help our communities within the reservation. Thank you very much.
This question is very, very important to our community and to our whole reservation as a whole. We all know that our law enforcement staff is very understaffed. And we also know that a lot of times our tribal business council interferes with them. There are so many times I have heard of somebody being stopped, and they're always using this phrase, "Do you know who I am?" I think every one of us in this community building has heard that. You don't use your position to intimidate any law enforcement officer. Let them do their job. We also know that community awareness is one way. We need neighborhood watch programs. We need Amber Alert. If someone goes missing and our loved one doesn't come home, we need to make sure that somebody is out looking for them. We all know that drugs are prevalent on this reservation. We need stronger intervention, and it's going to have to start with you and I at home. We need to start taking care of our children and making sure that they're into treatment centers and that they're being taken care of so that they are healthy enough to be back out into our community again. Thank you.
Check. This really sucks going last because those are all my answers. But public safety is a big issue, and it starts at home. It starts in our community. It starts amongst us people. For as long as I've been on the community boards, part of this community, we've always tried to have or engineer a way in having EMT and other health care providers, staff, firefighters, ambulance people in our community. Now, what does that serve if we have those? In the overall protection that a little guy that runs around half Navajo and Heranza by the name of Cliff Whitman is part of our homeland security. And part of our homeland security, if something were to go viral, our communities have to step up to provide those first response responders. That's what needs to happen. We can't wait for the county. We can't wait for Stanley. We can't wait for all the other people to come down here to help us. So it has to start within us. Public safety has to start within us. We're not only reporting, and who do we report it to? And who do we follow it up with? Those questions need to be answered also. Does it go to the cops? Does it go to our security here in the community? Does it go to the travel building? Where does it go that it does not fall on deaf ears? That's what our public safety has to do for our community and for our tribe. And so, I thank you very much.